with a military video. I'm going to do a basic military experience for myself. I am in the Air Force, so I will be talking about the Air Force, not all different branches. So if you want to know about what my experience was like, and I'll just answer some frequently asked questions, then keep on watching. Okay, so to start, I would say basic wasn't that hard for me, simply because I felt like I was adequately prepared by my recruiter, my family, my mentor. I come from a military family and I have a military mentor, so I felt like I was, kind of okay. Let's see. So what happens is you go through what's called Mips, and Mips is a military entrance processing station. I think that's what it stands for. Correct me in the comment box if I'm wrong, but what you do is you go there, you go through physical evaluations, you fill out paperwork, you choose your job, all those kind of things. And if you qualify for whatever branch it is that you're there for, then you go on to a bus and you ride on out, depending on how far you are, or if you're catching a flight, you go to Lackland Air Force Base, and that is in San Antonio, Texas. So oh my goodness, I went in the summertime. Like, when I say I have never experienced a heat until now, because now I live in an even hotter place, but I have never experienced a heat like that, like so severe. It was crazy. I would not relive basic in the summertime. I'd probably do it like in the fall. But it was absolute hell on earth. Like, water. That's all I can say. So, moving on to like living arrangements. You live in dorms, and basically you're assigned a flight. So a flight can be from like 30 people to 60 people. Most of the time it's 60, and then people kind of drop off, depending on like physical things, mental things, all that kind of stuff. If they can't make it through, then of course they get kicked out and can't continue, or they move to another flight, which that's called being recycled. So you don't want to do that. The best way to keep from being recycled or having to leave the military training experience is to just stay focused and make sure that you're taking care of your body. So you want to make sure you're drinking plenty of water. You want to make sure that you're eating. Every time you go to the DFAC, you want to make sure that you are getting enough rest, all of that kind of stuff. So, and you want to make sure you're not stressing. Like, of course they're going to put you in stressful situations, stressful environments, and it's overall a stressful environment in the first place because you're away from home. You're meeting these new people and you have people screaming at you. But at the same time, you have to remember what you're doing it for, who you're doing it for, and how great you're going to be when you overcome just those small obstacles, because I'm telling you, it's really small compared to what it's like in the actual Air Force. So like I was saying, I'm gonna pull up these questions that I have, but like I was saying, I don't feel like basic was really hard for me just because I was prepared, but it can be hard. So what I would suggest is that you continue to exercise. Like, before you leave for basic, make sure you're exercising, getting enough of a regimen, so that you're not completely out of shape when you go. Now, if you are completely out of shape, because I was, you will get in shape, like, period. That there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That will get you in shape. Okay, so for the physical requirements, when you take the tests, you are required to do a certain amount of sit-ups, a certain amount of push-ups, and a 1.5 mile run in a certain amount of time. You also have a waist composition that you have to be or fit the requirements for, and your weight. So that determines whether you're physically fit for the Air Force. I don't know how it works in all the other branches. You can Google it if you're going to the Army, Navy, Coast Guard, or Marines. I don't know how it works for them. But I'm just going to go ahead and start reading off some of these questions. So the first one is, where is Air Force basic training? Like I said, Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. Hot, hot, hot. Okay, it says, what should I bring to basic? So let's talk about this, because I obviously got the wrong memo, but it has been a year since I've been in basic. So listen to your recruiter, number one. But two, you don't really need civilian clothes because you're not going to wear them. You need what you have on. You need an athletic pair of shoes. You need toothbrush, toothpaste. You need, of course, something to wash your body with. Make sure that you keep your, hygiene intact, because they are serious about that. So I would say, toiletries. If you are a woman, I would say sanitary, items, of course. You'll need underwear. You'll need bras. If you are male, you'll need tidy whities. Tidy whities. Okay. I'm like not even kidding. You'll need white t-shirts or tank tops. They will tell you why you need those. So make sure that you bring some. I would say bring a notebook, because you're going to take notes a lot. The Air Force is all about school. So you'll be in classes when you are not outside drilling or training or whatever. You'll be in class. So I would suggest a notebook, pens, so you can write letters, stuff like that. Let's see, what else does it say? How long is basic training? So basic training is 8 weeks. You'll have 7 actual training weeks, and then you'll have Airman's Week at the end. If it's still like that, make sure that you talk to your recruiter after you look at this video and see if everything is still accurate, because it has been a year and the Air Force changes by the day. Like, I kid you not. I'm just telling you what I know from my experience. Let's see. How do you contact your family while you're in basic? Okay, so it's different for every squadron, and you'll find out what those are later. But basically, when you first get there, after your first night, you'll call your family. You'll tell them, hey, I got here. I'm not dead. What's up? Bye. What you actually have like a guide on exactly what to tell them. You'll tell them your address, and basically you're not dead. You got there safe. That's it. So periodically in between the weeks, you'll get a phone call to let them know how you are and if you're okay. Most of the time they do this because people, struggle. They have somewhat of a issue, a medical issue or something. So that for the purpose for that is to just let your family know that you're okay, you're not dead. Like, that's it. You do get the opportunity to write letters towards like the end of the night, which is called Airman's Time. And that's just to get to know your flight. Sometimes it's to get to know your MTI. It depends on what the TI has set for that. So let's keep reading. Will you have a male or female MTI? It depends. I had 2 male MTIs, and I was an all-female flight, of course. I love my MTIs. They were great. They really, really, really worked hard and made us the best flight they could be, and I feel like I was prepared to be an airman after I finished basic because of them. So it depends. Sometimes you'll get really like full MTIs, and sometimes you'll get really, really good ones. I was blessed enough to have really, really good ones. So yeah. How does graduation work? So graduation works after you are finished with all your training. You test, you do your EOC, you take your PT test, all of that kind of stuff, you will go to your graduation. And for the most part, you do an airman's run first, which is like you run around the stadium with all your family, like all around the stadium, and you run with the flight and sing Jodies and stuff. It's a really, really big morale booster. And then you'll go back, change into blues, and get ready to march out. Now, it's not like a graduation where they're calling your name or anything like that. It's nothing like that. You're actually getting your airman's coin by an MTI that is assigned to your flight, and then you're standing there. So once you get all of that, some people will speak, you'll recite the airman's creed, and you're done. From that point, your family comes out and touches you, and then you can hug them and love on them. So that's the thought that I had in my head the whole time I was going through basic, is I'm gonna make my family proud and I'm gonna see them on July 29th. And that's exactly what I did. So just be mindful of all of these things. Make sure that you guys do your research if you do decide that you want to join the military. Yeah, I think that's really it. I think I covered everything. If you have any questions or want any more information from me, please just leave it in the comment box down below. I'll make sure I leave any links that I have that'll be helpful in the description box. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure you see my last one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.